So heat, heat and pressure is a diamond's most illustrious treasure. Now that makes absolutely no sense when I say it, but there is a logic to my madness. So everyone goes through life and has hard trials or difficulties. And metaphorically speaking, I call these moments diamond opportunities. So the correlation between the two is that when you think of a diamond, usually you take note of its outer appearance or its shine, but the process is brutal. Immense amounts of heat and pressure applied to this rock, almost to its breaking point. This one moment is what I like to call the diamond opportunity. Everyone goes through it. That moment where an individual is forced with the ultimatum of letting a situation break them or gathering the courage to let it transform them. So, some diamond opportunities are more devastating than others, from the loss of a family member to an encounter with a bully. The level of difficulty varies, but two outcomes remain the same. And the main difference between the two is simply courage. So, when people look at me, usually the first thing they notice is my upbeat personality, or my hysterical laugh, or my giant smile. But what they don't know is that what they see on the outside is the diamond, the result, the outcome. I never really thought about it, but this challenge has made me realize that I have had my fair share of diamond opportunities. And a lot of people that know me are unaware of the life challenges that I faced. Just a few examples that I want to share happen usually when I was in my early childhood. My mom is the closest thing that I have to me, and when I was 5 years old, she developed stage 2 ovarian cancer. So this type of cancer has a very low survival rate, and at that young age, I had to be prepared to lose my mother. So by the grace of God, she did survive, and all was well until it came back a few years later. So this was about the time when I was in 4th grade. And this time it was stage 4 and circumstances were a lot worse. So not to mention on the side, I do have a brother with cerebral palsy, which is brain damage, and his name is William. So he is the sweetest angel that you could ever meet. My father was not very prominent in our lives, so basically the time that my mom had cancer, I had to manage for myself, plus take care of my brother, plus also take care of schoolwork. So it wasn't really an easy task. Thoughts of losing my mom circulated constantly until I knew that she was going to be okay and she would recover. So the second time, she did code on the table, and when they revived her, she had trauma and she ended up developing fibromyalgia. So basically, this is where the nervous system of the body goes haywire, and any change in temperature, weather, pressure, or any human touch causes pain that feels like pins and needles. So on the other side, she also has other health issues, so managing by herself is very difficult. So my parents, they separated a few years later, and I stay with my mom. So this wasn't easy, and family's not very evident in my life. So that's something that people take advantage of. Essentially, from my 5th grade year to where I am now, I've only had my mom and my brother, and they have me. Days my mom can't even get out of bed, I have to take on the challenge of taking care of 3 people. To add on, I faced a lot of difficulties throughout my school years, especially middle school, but I won't go into detail. So, as a side relief, I turned to academics, dance line, and anything I can get involved in, even the pageant industry. Unfortunately, so many diamond opportunities coincided with those activities to where I started feeling like the desire to get involved was a consequence to the person I was trying to become. I had times where everything crashed on me so hard that I didn't want to leave my room, I didn't want to eat, I didn't want to socialize, and I didn't want to smile but cry instead. As my mom told me, some of the biggest smiles go through the most pain. I admit it wasn't easy for me, and I had a habit of smiling and telling everyone I was fine and making them believe it, even when I wasn't. But now I realize that in those diamond opportunities, I chose not to break. I chose not to let that insane heat and pressure and struggle break me, but let it mature me as an individual and take note of the blessings in life. The only way that happened is simply my faith and my courage. From issues on dance line to struggles of helping my family, I managed to smile and stay on the optimistic side. When you let a diamond opportunity make you into more of a diamond, you begin to appreciate your trials and recognize your strength and courage. So, I have a story of courage that will continue to speak volumes through silent smiles. What's your story? What are your diamond opportunities? And what will you do when the time comes and that breaking point of pressure?